Yo, what is up, YouTube? We are back in the game, baby. So, I know I didn't post yesterday, unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't even know why I drew this box. This is yesterday's trade. Hit a quick banger, as you can see. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but basically, we swept into we swept into this 5 minute gap here. Right here, we swept into this 5 minute gap that I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see a sweep into that. Oh my god. Okay, we swept into this 5 minute gap here. And I was looking for sells just based off of what the market was doing prior. I thought we could at least target these lows. We did, but we swept into this gap, that 5 minute gap. We got a nice little V shape out. We got a nice little inverse on the 1 minute, right there. Bada bing. But I think the 2 minute might have actually been the highest time frame inversion. I think this might have been really small. No, there was none. No, it was just a 1 minute. I thought I remember seeing 2 minute. Today was like a 2 or 3 minute. That's what it was. But sorry, chat. But yeah, nice little inversion on this 1 minute right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice little inversion right there. Got a solid close. We got a solid close. I waited. I put my limit order at the inversion, so I got tagged in. Oh, I saw this 1 minute gap here. I entered here. Same thing. Swept the 5 minute. We had a nice little 1 minute right here. We'll put another box right here. I should have waited for that gap, but this one was one that I liked as well. We inversed, and I put my, and then we started taking off, and then I put my limit order when we got back closer to it. Entered my limit, went in some drawdown, almost got stopped out, but I I had faith just because of this wick, for what this wick did. But I should have waited technically, but it is what it is. And then I put this 5 minute low as our break even, and obviously we smashed that shit and took our TP, and we were out for the day. I think that one was $1,200. 13. It was 1,200 because I was up 300 on the account. And then today, you guys can see, I was asking JP for a lot of help because this trade took forever. But yeah. So for this trade, I'll give you guys the rundown. Basically, we opened and we just tanked off open. And we actually ended up sweeping out all of our lows that we kind of could target. We targeted this low, but previous day lows. We have this new week opening gap right here. We targeted Friday's lows. I could have targeted a new week opening gap, but I thought, whatever, I'll go against it. But we were very, very, very clearly bullish on the market. So that's what I was looking for, was a bullish buy, bearish buy. Sorry, not bullish. We were very bullish on the day. I was looking for a very, very strong bullish, bearish. Oh my God, man, I can't speak today. Bullish, bearish bias. And yeah, so on the 15, we had a nice little 15-minute gap right here forming. Nice little 15. We tapped the 15, and we also had this 15-minute up here. We had this 15-minute that I really, really liked as well. We also have a 5-minute right here. And then we also created a SMT on the 5. As you can see, ES took this high here, while NASDAQ did not. You see on this candle, ES took the high, NAS did not take the high. So we had a nice little SMT at our 15-minute fair value gap right here. So with that being the case, also on the 15-minute, we also have a rejection block. So we have a rejection block on top of our 15-minute IFEG almost tap, and we also have an SMT. So with that being said, I was just waiting. We also traded into the 5-minute gap right here. So I was waiting, just waiting off that rejection block basically. and I entered the trade off this inverse on the 5 right here. I put a limit order here, entered here, we went into some drawdown, hit this rejection block and started tanking. And then we had a nice retap into our rejection block on the 5 minute. As you can see, we had a nice little tap. I'll get rid of this one. We also inversed this gap here, but that's kind of irrelevant. And then off of the 11 o'clock candle, which is the hourly candle, which was the macro, the start of the new macro, we also had a CISD, so a change in state of delivery. And with that, basically, this was like A plus for me, in my opinion. We had an SMT at the high. We had a 15-minute gap that we could have tapped into that was protected with this 5-minute. We also had a CISD below these lows, and we had a pretty decent close. And then with this one, as soon as I saw the break even, this is just a 5-minute low right here, or 15-minute low right here. Just stacked lows, at least it'll be a good break even spot. But yeah, and that's basically what we were looking for, and we got it today. So the P&L is 1,004 today. So we made a cool, calm little 1-to-1. I had to downsize a little bit just because this stop was really, really big for what I needed. The stop was like 1,500 points, and if it stopped me out, then I would have blown the funded. So instead, I changed it, so I've only been stopped out for 800. And my TP was a 1,000, obviously 1,004. So we're up 2,500. So we need 3,500 left, and we have 3 days. So we could we'll see what happens next week. But today we had all of our confluences stacked on top of each other. It was really, really good, really, really sick. We had our nice our 15-minute rejection block right here. We had our nice little inverse on the 5-minute. We inversed 2 gaps on the 5-minute actually, pretty aggressively if you ask me. And yeah, I mean, I could have targeted new week opening gap and made more, but I will take my piece of pie and get out. And as you can see here, I was asking JP as we were getting closer because it was stalling so hard. I mean, you guys can see I entered the trade at 10:30 and I exited the trade at 11:10. So I was in that trade for a cool 40 minutes. But I was asking JP basically just for 23 points. We were like down here or something. And I remember asking JP for like 23 points. Yeah. We were like right here, and I was asking JP for 23 points. I told him, I was like, come on, I've been on here since 6:30, 23 points. And of course, as soon as I start asking JP for the big money moves, JP delivers with the big money moves. And we shot straight down, and yeah, we did hit the new week opening gap, but I mean, like, am I gonna be really that upset? No, not really. I mean, sure, I could have targeted this. Go to the 5-minute, let's see. I could have targeted this, but I mean, I also didn't really want to be on the charts anymore. It was way past my trading time, and I don't like to trade into PM session. I mean, we close out at 11:35, bro. I mean, I guess 20 minutes later, but 20 more minutes of sitting there watching my TP, I'm good. I'm good, King. I'll take my 1K and I'll bounce. Can't be greedy. Cannot be greedy. Take my 1K, bounce, get out that. So far, W week. I should have traded at the beginning of the week. If I traded at the beginning of the week, I could have been up infinitely more. But it is what it is. We'll come back next week even stronger. And we'll get a payout. And yeah, we'll get our eligibility for payout. We'll get our payout, and we'll call it a day. Cool? Cool. So, I mean, I'm happy with this. And if we don't get close to getting a payout, then I'm blowing the account. Go out in style, But yeah, that's the week so far. I'll see you guys next week on Monday for Monday's trade recap. Oh, also this morning there was a nice little setup this morning as well. We tapped into a gap, right on like the 1 minute, I think it was. Yeah, the 1 minute. We swept the highs at 9:32. Oh, there's a 2 minute gap actually. I remember. Yeah, 2 minute gap. So we swept the high, or we swept into a 5 minute whoop-de-whoop right here. Swept into a 5 minute whoop-de-whoop. Could have caught this one too. This is big money moves. Swept into the high right there, into the 5 minute gap. We also have an inverse right there. You could have taken the short off this. Taking the short off this. Stops above here. I mean, we went straight into profit too. And then you literally could have just targeted like a previous low and then bang, like, let's say like right here, previous low, bam, 1 to 2. Your stop loss. I mean, you probably wouldn't have adjusted your stop loss, but I mean, you know, just a quick little banger. So there was that trade in the morning too, but we won't get upset about that. We literally had everything. We had our tap into the 15. We had our tap into the 5 minute gap. We had a rejection block. We had an SMT and we had a CISD. So we're pretty. The CISD, I use it either as another entry or as a confirmation that the trade is still going in my favor or with my bias. So yeah, and it was on the macro. I mean, I couldn't have really asked for more. I thought I was definitely gonna get stopped out here though, for sure. I was in like drawdown like $600, but yeah. All right, cool. Adios. I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, see you guys next week, and hopefully we can make our 3,500. We need to make $3,500 and we get a payout. That'd be awesome, bro. First funded ever, first payout ever. If not, it's cool though. It's part of the game. It'd be really cool if I did get a payout though, first time. But yeah, I do feel like I'm gaining more knowledge in the markets for sure. Doing it more and more every day. Just looking for gaps, looking for our gaps that we wick into, that we tap into. And my bias was super strong today. I was kind of married to my bias, but yeah. So, all right, well, adios, chatter. Adios. See you guys Monday. I know I keep saying it, but this one, for real. Adios.